Hey guys! So for today's video I'm actually taking a request from Montana Bad Elk, and they asked me to do an anime character analysis on Lucy from Elfin. Not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one that I did was Yuno Gasai from Future Diary, and if you want to watch that video I'll link it down in the description below. But essentially in this video, as the title says, we're going to be analyzing the character of Lucy from Elfin, talking about her story arcs in the anime, and just talking about my own personal opinion on the character. So without further ado, here we go. Before we continue on, if you haven't seen the Elfin anime, I do suggest that you click off this video now because there will be spoilers. You have been warned. Alright, so Elfin. I watched Elfin, oh man, it's been a while, but I remember that I was at a friend's place and we were playing Call of Duty. Yes, Call of Duty, and I sucked at it. But we were playing Call of Duty and decided to take a break, and my friend's like, hey, check out this anime. I saw it the other day and I wanted to show you guys. And in the very first episode, Lucy is holding a headless body and using it as a meat shield, and I'm just like, what the f is this? I ended up watching the rest of the anime on my own time, and honestly, it's good, gory, but good. Okay, so Lucy is one of the main characters of the Elfin series, and basically she's not human, she's a subspecies of human called a Diclonus. So Diclonus are born with horns on their head, and from these horns they can produce invisible arms known as vectors, and the vectors can reach up to a certain point and do things and kill people, if that's the intention. When Lucy was a child, she ended up finding a stray dog, and she was nursing the dog back to health. She befriended the dog, and there was one particularly gruesome scene that still is burned into my mind to this day. It involved Lucy being held back by one of her classmates while her other classmates killed the dog in front of her. And first of all, what the fuck? I literally was crying during this scene. Like, why on earth would children of that age be so sadistic and so cruel? Like, that's... I could go on an entire friggin' tangent about that, but I'm gonna try not to for the sake of this being a character analysis, but like, still. So yeah, they ended up killing the dog in front of Lucy, and Lucy used her vectors and slaughtered all of them. So she's jaded when it comes to trusting humans, because she encountered that situation, and she's jaded, obviously. Now, when Lucy goes to the mountains to bury the dog, she ends up running into Kota. And Kota actually treats her nicely and treats her with kindness and care and respect and doesn't treat her like a freak. And to Lucy, that's like everything. And so her and Kota become friends, and eventually Kota has to go back home with his dad and his sister Kanai, so they have to go on a train and whatnot. But they're going to a festival before they leave. And Kota's like, oh yeah, I'm going with my cousin. And Lucy's like, oh, is your cousin a boy or a girl? And Kota's cousin, Yuka, is a girl. But in order to save Lucy's feelings, he says that Yuka's a boy. Wrong move. Lucy ends up finding out that Yuka's a girl because she goes to the festival and she sees Kota hugging Yuka, and so she starts murdering people because she's just like so pissed, so broken, so upset. She feels betrayed and tricked, and she just starts like murdering people with her vectors. Kota's sister Kanai actually sees some of this happening and goes and tells her dad and Kota, but nobody believes her. Nobody believes her when she says that there's a horned girl walking around killing people. Kota, Kanai, and their dad eventually board the train to go home, and Lucy's on the train. So Lucy comes towards them, and Kanai freaks out. She goes, Kota, she's the killer, she's the one who was killing everyone, and Kota's like, no, that's my friend, and Kanai's like arguing with him, and Kota slaps his sister and tells her that he hates her for being mean to his friend, and then seconds later, Lucy literally rips her in half in front of Kota. And after Kanai's dead, she then decapitates his dad in front of him. So after his sister and his dad are dead, Kota runs at Lucy and tackles her to the ground and starts like shaking her and just saying, stop it, stop it, stop it, like stop killing, repeatedly over and over again, and he's crying and upset, and you can see on Lucy's face that she feels so bad and she knows she's done wrong, but what's done is done. Like, they're dead. And Kota's now all alone. Fast forward to the beginning of the anime. Lucy's being held at a facility for research purposes, and she ends up escaping, murdering a whole bunch of people to get out of there. And as she's leaving, she's wearing this helmet on her head, and she gets shot at, and the bullet actually hits the helmet. This renders her unconscious and she falls into the ocean. Lucy eventually washes ashore and is found by, coincidentally, Kota and Yuka, who are now grown up. And they find her, and she has no memory of anything, literally nothing. So they decide to take her in and take care of her, and they name her Mew. So throughout the course of the anime, there's flashes between Mew and Lucy eventually regains her memories over time. And then we get to the end of the anime. So at the end of the anime, Lucy finally gets to talk to Kota. And literally, that was the one thing that was keeping her going, was the chance to talk to Kota and apologize for what she did to his sister and his dad, and to apologize for all of it. That was the one thing that was keeping her going. And she tells him that she's so incredibly sorry, and she's been holding these feelings of guilt and sadness and self-hatred because she genuinely feels bad for what she did. And the fact that she finally got to apologize to him, like, again, that was the one thing that was keeping her going. As Lucy goes to leave Kota, because there's literally an assault team coming after her, she's gonna go face them, Kota like pulls her back into a hug, and she says, "Kota, I killed your sister and your dad." And he's like, "I don't care. I know that you killed my sister and my dad, and that's, you know, that's done, and nothing's ever gonna bring them back, but I can't let you go because you're gonna kill more people." And then he kind of stops and he goes, "And besides, I really loved that lonely little girl that I met all those years ago, and I love you." And they kiss. At the end of the anime, they kiss, and it's so damn cute. So that is the summary of the Elfin Lied anime for Lucy. My personal thoughts. Okay, so I feel bad for Lucy. She's been labeled a freak or a weirdo her entire life. She's been screwed over by people, humans, so she's jaded, understandably so. Then she found Kota, who treated her with empathy and kindness and love and respect, and made her feel so good and accepted and loved. She found that, and everything was so incredibly good. And you know what? It's not okay that she murdered his sister and his dad. Like, literally, she pushed the person that she cared about the most into mental anguish to the point where he was repressing his memories of that horrid time. Like, that's not okay. But I also understand why she's so desperate to have Kota to herself. Because he's the one thing in her crazy, messed up life that makes her feel normal and loved and accepted. And I get it, but I don't. I don't condone her actions, but I do feel bad for Lucy as a character. That's a better way to say it. I do feel bad for Lucy as a character. I don't condone all the killing, because that's just not cool. But I also have to remember that the Diclonists have that killer instinct. Like, within their DNA, there's like that killer instinct. So that's also something to take into account as well, is that killer instinct. So I don't condone the killing, but I do feel bad for Lucy. I really do. And I've heard that the manga obviously continues on from the anime. I haven't read the manga yet, but I think I am going to go check it out, because I do want to see what happens in the end. I'm curious. So anyways, there you go, you guys. That is my anime character analysis of Lucy from Elfin Lied. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. Click the little bell icon down below so you're not missing notifications for when I do upload new videos. And if you have any anime characters that you want me to do an anime character analysis video on, leave them down in the comments below, and we'll see what happens, because some of them I might know and some of them I might not. Keep being awesome, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.
On the lawn.